Rideshare collisions can be more complicated to investigate and prosecute than your traditional just car wreck claims. So that's why it's very important that if you are involved in a case involving rideshare, that you call somebody as soon as possible, a lawyer who does that for a living, and someone who's had success in the past in prosecuting those claims. They are more complicated because, of course, you're inserting another, layer of individual there. You've got the rideshare driver and all of the insurance coverage that may or may not be available through that rideshare driver. And so, depending on whether the rideshare driver is at fault or not, will depend on the coverage that you are eligible for if you're injured as a passenger in a white rideshare, or if you're injured as a passenger or driver in another vehicle caused by a rideshare driver. And so there's a lot of different moving parts there, so to speak. And so that's why it's very important that right after the rideshare or a collision with a rideshare driver, you contact an experienced personal injury lawyer as soon as possible. There's going to be investigation that's needed, not just with the rideshare app and the rideshare company, but there's investigation that needs to be done, like there would in most other collisions, as far as getting a download of the black boxes of the vehicles involved, investigating any witnesses or interviewing any witnesses that may have seen it, talking to the parties involved, looking at the scene and the vehicles to determine, exactly what happened and the extent of the injuries and extent of the damage involved. And so that all has to happen very quickly in time after the collision. Because if it doesn't, if we don't have an investigation shortly after the collision, some of that evidence can be lost, witnesses can disappear, and then before you know it, you can't prove who's at fault in the collision. So that's why it's very important to act as soon as possible.